Good morning, everybody. Good morning, CEO Karen Lynch. We would like to discuss, should a company look at prospective employees' social media profiles when considering them for a job? My name is Diana, and I'm on the con side along with.
My name is Holly.
Hello, I'm Leslie, and I will be on the pro side along with.
Hi, my name is Alejandra.
We would first like to start with our introduction. Content presented to the public is fair game for potential employers to assess applicants. Social media is a mighty reflection of a person as one's online persona reflects one's personality, attitude, judgment towards various subject matters. We should take Chris Lindsay's actions on social media into deliberation and not appoint Lindsay as he is not suitable for the company. Due to his poor judgment outside of work, recruiting Lindsay as a vice president of communications could be recognized as the company's values and culture aligning with the personality and judgment of an individual who could tarnish the company's reputation and disrupt the work environment. A little bit of background on the issue. As Chris Lindsay, a final candidate of the VP of Communications, was examined further for the role, a few things were discovered on his social media. Photos were unveiled of Lindsay partying with young girls while consuming a lot of alcohol. In other posts, the candidate boasts about drinking and driving on his social media platform. As the vice president of a company, all individuals are to be considered direct reflections of the company and should demonstrate the 5 pillars of characters at all times. These characteristics include responsibility, leadership, trustworthiness, integrity, and respect. When an individual is brought onto the company, the employer's hiring team is guaranteeing that this individual will always demonstrate and withhold the company's values. It is crucial for the company's reputation that the hiring team only considers individuals whose values align with the company's.
So I would like to start this off by saying that during our discovery of Chris Lindsay's poor choices on social media, we got a sense of his lack of responsibility that could then affect our company and its values. His choice to party with younger girls, consume an excess amount of alcohol, and on top of that, promote and be proud of drinking and driving can not only interfere with our values, but the quality of work he will deliver. We want to avoid giving someone such high managerial position who possesses such low choices that will ultimately be in the workplace. This is significant because it shows that Chris lacks the qualities that a vice president ought to possess, because in the event that he is assigned a top managerial position, his activities from his personal life will be seen in the workplace.
I would like to present a second argument. Companies are encouraged to look at social media platforms of potential candidates to look for any red flags and learn about their ambitions and determination, and if their culture fit. Hiring Chris Lindsay would negatively affect the company's workplace culture as he does not demonstrate integrity, leadership, or responsibility as the vice president of communications. According to Brazen's Why Employers Are Using Social Media to Screen Candidates, the social media posts are a great insight into the real-life personality and people skills. It is clear that based on the photos that were uncovered on Lindsay's social media of him partying with young girls while consuming a lot of alcohol, as well as him boasting about drinking and driving, this is a true reflection of him as a person and a great insight into his real personality and integrity. This matters because this demonstrates that Chris does not have the characteristics that a vice president should have, as his actions in his personal life will reflect in the workplace if given the high managerial role. It is clear that he is not culture fit and his decisions and values do not align with the company values based on his actions on social media.
Lastly, going through and hiring Chris Lindsay as the vice president of communications will become a liability to our company. We want to hire someone who has matured and ready to withhold such responsibility. Showing behavior that is uncalled for can make or break his hiring potential. It is a known thing. This is why it is always strongly encouraged to double think what you post on social media.
In conclusion, Chris Lindsay should not be hired due to his poor decision-making, as his actions will reflect poorly on the company, as well as show what kind of employee he might make. Our company does not want to be associated with someone who demonstrates unethical practices and choices. Therefore, hiring Chris Lindsay would poorly affect the company's values and culture, as his values and culture do not align with the company's.
Starting off with the con side. I'd like to start off with, while the fear of legal action for having bias in hiring decisions is a significant factor that deters companies from monitoring their employees' private social media accounts, an even more pressing concern is what that may do to the workplace environment and can contribute to an overall uncomfortable atmosphere. Employees and potential candidates should have the right to keep their private lives private and make the decision to share what they want to share. We negate the resolution of choosing the right candidate by having to invade one's privacy because it runs a huge and very unnecessary legal risk, as well as risking the values and culture of a company by being represented as a business that does not support equality and inclusivity. The course of action we suggest and will support is allowing employees or candidates the choice of what to share and what not to share from their private life, as well as ensuring the trust and comfortability of knowing that your employers didn't choose to hire you or deny you for any other reason but your professional qualification.
So first agreement is personal choice 25, professional abilities. Every person has a unique way of spending their private time, plus these choices are frequently distinct from their professional personnel. Just as one would not judge a book solely by its cover, it is unfair and inaccurate to encourage their professional choice outside the workplace. Each one deserves the opportunity to unwind, relax, and engage in leisurely activities, as long as the activity do not cross ethical or legal boundaries. Draw from the countless stories of success we witnessed within our company CVS Health. Over the years, we have had the privilege of working with diverse individuals, each with their own set of interests, hobbies, and ways of spending their off-duty hours. Most of these individuals, irrespective of their personal choices, have showcased exceptional professionalism, contribute innovatively, plus play a crucial role in our company growth. Their choices outside the office do not compromise their commitment and performance at work. This insight reinforces the idea and that professional expertise plus personal leisure are two separate realms. Our primary focus ought to be assessing the skills, qualification, and experience the candidates bring to the table and how these align with the job role in the question. Our objective at CVS Health is to employ that most competent individual who can uphold our company values plus drive our mission forward. By potentially sidelining candidates' ground on their personal choices, we risk losing out on talent individual who could be accessed to our team. In the grand scheme of things, it is their expertise, dedication, plus fit for the role that will impact our company's success, not their pastimes.
A second argument would be to guarantee equal opportunity in the workplace. That social media and personal profiles online are very subjective and can misrepresent or not include as much information about somebody as another person. Being human, instinctively, when there is not a lot of information to go off of, you tend to lean more to the side of what you are familiar with and have more information on. At the end of that process, it shows that there was bias and not a very equal opportunity for candidates. The evidence to support this is from Cynthia K. Stevens, a professor of management and organization at the University of Maryland's Robert H. Smith School of Business. She states that, for one, social media profiles almost always include user photos, which can reveal clues to the candidate's age, race, weight, and level of attractiveness, factors that are often obscured in a resume. Social media postings can also divulge other details that aren't within the resume's traditional preview, but that could bias a potential employer's political leanings, religious associations, sexual orientation, and parental status. It is incredibly important to feel like you had a fair, honest, and unbiased opportunity with any employer you speak with, especially when it comes to dealing with affecting one's main source of income.
So the next one, respecting the privacy boundary enhance trust and pursuit workplace moral. That when employers probe into the personal lives of their potential employees, they risk creating an environment of unease and distrust. Employees might constantly worry about what they post on their private accounts, causing them unnecessary stress plus potentially affecting their performance at work. This would eventually tarnish the work culture. The article from the Harvard Business Review by Gong 2021, which emphasizes the importance of creating trust ground relationship in the workplace. The article points out that when employees feel like they are under surveillance, even outside work, they tend to be less productive, less engaged, and more likely to leave. Another article from the Employee Responsibility and Rights Journal by Wilson 2021 speaks about the fairness in the use of social media during hiring. It highlights the point that procedural trusting of the hiring process is as important as the outcome. Employers are not just hiring employees, they are setting the tone for their working relationship from the outset. The company's work culture, together with the trust between employees and employer, the vital of the optimal performance, innovation, and creativity. A healthy work environment drives higher productivity, reduced turnover, plus foster loyalty among the employees. We risk jeopardizing this and by invading employees' privacy rights.
So as a conclusion, just a few points. Employees and future candidates are entitled to their privacy. Social media sites give us a lot of information, but they don't give us the full picture. And majority of the time, that information is inconsistent. Subconscious theories can end up influencing an employer's decision. And lastly, take this as a fresh reminder of the fact that what's online can be very misleading.
Overall, we do not agree with your arguments. Ha mentions that potential employers are able to live their private lives unless they do not cross any legal boundaries. Any court of law would find Chris guilty for his actions, so we should be no exception in terms of excusing his actions and hiring him for our company. Chris's actions outside of work are a huge representation of him as a person, as well as the decisions he makes and how he will act in the workplace.
Would you follow a job applicant home and peek into her front window? Would you eavesdrop on a candidate who is socializing with friends at a bar? Of course not. Using social media to screen applicants is equivalent to these scenarios. Many employers don't train managers in how to use social networking websites to screen applicants in an ethical and legal manner. So recruiters and hiring managers poke and pry into posts that were meant for the candidate's friends. And pictures can easily be taken out of context. For instance, if there's a photo of an applicant smiling and holding up a glass of wine, a recruiter could assume he or she has a drinking problem.
CEO Karen, we thank you for your time. We hope to hear back from you soon with your final decision. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to reach out.
Thank you.
Thank you.